What is going on, everybody? I'm back. I heard you missed me. So, we're going to talk about, for this period of time, a little bit of who do you choose, Ben Armstrong or Discover Crypto? And the question is, I suppose, which one of them got you to the dance? Which one of them made you the money? If you made money in cryptocurrency, that is. And if that's the case, then who are you supporting? So, also, we have our man. I want to say all 5'2" of him. Joe Rogan is now talking about Bitcoin, and he is quoted as saying, "Bitcoin is most likely contender for a universal viable currency." So, I mean, let's see how it plays out and let's see what happens. This is a one time on the time slot. And if you're on the fence about whether you want to watch or not, then I got one message for you.
Wendy! Bitch, don't you want to start making some real fucking money?
It's not financial advice, but I'm always right.
It's your boy Bleed. Everybody listen up. Let's get it. I'm trying to put money in your pocket. That crypto wallet. That bing bada bing ching ching big profit. Even when the market's sideways, I'm looking for ways to get paid. I'm checking my coins around breakfast, then again around bedtime. Bet this, it's not financial advice, but I'm always right. 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 I'm always right.
So what is going on, everybody? I figured we're going to have another little stream out here, another little conversation. This one is going to tackle all of the stuff that I didn't get to say earlier in the day, and that was really about trading. Like, let's make some money. One more time, like a famous man once said,
Wendy! Bitch, don't you want to start making some real fucking money?
and there you have it. So that's what we're here for. And Armin Clark is in the house. Damn, Fudney believes in Ben. Oh, I forgot that Rodney's on. Oh, well. Richard Caldwell's in the house. Cryptic Crypto's in the house. Gazer is here again. Croesus is here again. So since we have so many people out here discovering crypto, then we're going to talk about discovering crypto. But the first thing that we're going to do, Yolanda Ranger is in the house. What is going on? Have a good morning. I hope you are doing well. So we had a sweep. We swept the liquidity pools. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Joe Rogan. Spoiler alert. He likes Bitcoin. And let's get into it right now so you don't have to watch something else. PJ Kramer is in the house. What is going on, my man? What we're going to do is we're going to check this out real quick. Joe Rogan says Bitcoin is the most likely and viable contender for a universal cryptocurrency. According to statistics, Joe Rogan's podcast reigns supreme as one of the world's most profitable and widely heard shows. He brought on Sam Altman. Now, Sam Altman has a little bit of controversy around him because he was the founder and CEO of OpenAI, which at one point was a partner with Elon Musk. Who then moved away from it. And then Sam Altman created WorldCoin, and WorldCoin is just wild because it does require a retinal scan, which is a very interesting and weird thing. Rogan said that he had deep concerns regarding CBDCs, especially the potential linkage with social credit scores. Now, for those of you that don't know, social credit scores is a mythical sort of mythical. I mean, just at this moment, I don't mean that it won't happen, but it's a mythical sort of thing that's been kind of made up based on the fact that it does exist currently in China. Rogan's apprehension, Altman lamented on how the war on crypto saddened him about the nation's direction. And for those of you that are, looking at something like that, I want to say this. I said this earlier, and I'm going to say it again. I don't think that people are looking at what is going on in cryptocurrency the right way. I think that people are looking at CBDCs. I think that people are looking at all of this the wrong way, because what I think is going to happen is we are going to see the end of centralized exchanges coming up very, very, very soon. We're going to see that. And we're going to see basically capitulation in the market for that. What we're going to end up seeing is we're going to see crypto wallets for Bank of America. We're going to see crypto wallets for Wells Fargo. We're going to see a JP Morgan Chase crypto wallet. And those crypto wallets will not exactly be DeFi. You do have to understand that there are exchanges that are out there right now that will probably, and as a matter of fact, let's pull this up here. We did have a bank that recently, now it's escaping me because of course I wasn't ready for this. I just decided I was going to go pop into it, but I think we did have somebody who opened up a centralized exchange for institutional only. There we go. And and of course I can't find it because it's not that big a deal, but it is institution only. And what will happen is you'll see these people, what they're going to do is they're going to create a centralized area where you can trade all cryptocurrency, and they will decide what cryptocurrencies that you can trade. You might have a DeFi access. I don't know. I don't think so at this point, because it doesn't seem wise for them to do that, because then they're letting the genie out of the bottle, so to speak. But I think eventually they will also. But what you'll see is you'll see an app on your phone, your Bank of America, where you check your account, your Capital One, where you check your account, all of these, you check your account. And what you're going to find is you're going to find that you have access to cryptocurrency in that wallet, and you can just buy whatever you want. And you have an on ramp and an off ramp, and it's all the same thing. And what you won't have to do is you won't have to go through yourself to your bank, to your centralized exchange, to your DeFi wallet, to the crypto that you want, and then back from the crypto that you want to the DeFi wallet, back to the centralized exchange, back to your bank, and then back to you. So you will cut out a lot of middlemen if you cut out middlemen. So the centralized exchange, I think, is probably on the way out. Coinbase probably as well. We should recognize this. Coinbase as the most viable contender will probably become the Coinbase Bank. And as a Coinbase Bank, most possibly that's going to end up being a wild and radical thing, and probably gain favor in a lot of ways, because Coinbase does have their wallet. They'll continue to champion DeFi space. They'll continue to do all the things that they've been doing for a while. And thank you so much. I appreciate that. PJ Creamer, if you haven't already, hit the like button. I'm not going to get pushed up in the algorithm right now. I'm probably not going to have, there's not going to be too many people, because people are going to look at Discover Crypto. They're going to see the headline here, Ben Armstrong or Discover Crypto. They might take a quick look and a gander, if you will. But I don't think that the algorithm is going to push me, because I just came off of a live. So just my idea there. But Ben Armstrong, that dude is the reason I took crypto seriously. There you go. And that's really what it comes down to, right? That's really what it comes down to. By the way, if you want to support the channel, Gate.io, MEXC, RubyDex, or NordVPN. Also, just partner with Pionex and Bing X, and I'll be putting out content for them in the next couple of days. We will be doing some futures trading. As a matter of fact, we're going to go in and we're going to do some futures trading in just a few moments, so that you guys can see it live and you can get an idea for it. And here's the idea.
Wendy! Bitch, don't you want to start making some real fucking money?
Don't you? Don't you want to? Anyway, so Joe Rogan, big time proponent here. But Altman says the dialogue pivoted to the FTX fiasco. Altman quipped, FTX is sort of comically bad situation that we shouldn't learn too much from. Rogan found the FTX narrative fun, admitting his fondness for the wild tales of partying and romances that surrounded it. I really do. I love the fact that they were doing drugs and having sex with each other. He then segued into his intrigue for the leading digital currency, Bitcoin. He says, the real fascinating crypto is Bitcoin to me. That's the one that I think has the most likely possibility of becoming a universal viable currency. It's limited in the amount that there can be. People mine it. That is, to me, very fascinating. And I love the fact that it's been implemented. And in fact, this is probably the best narrative that you can possibly have. the biggest podcast on the planet, the biggest quote unquote influencer that there is at the moment for crypto adoption, might just become in the short term Joe Rogan. Reacting to Rogan's Bitcoin musing, Altman introduced his foray into WorldCoin. This venture, Altman revealed, enriched his understanding of the crypto realm. I'm excited about it for the same reasons. I'm excited about Bitcoin too, but I think this idea that we have a global currency that is outside the control of any government is a super logical and important step. And this is going to be the first time that we really have had that. And a lot of people are going to argue about gold and the gold standard, but listen, gold is a controlled supply. There are always people who are going to mine more gold. The gold scarcity is manufactured and manipulated. The same thing with diamonds. Its scarcity is manufactured and manipulated. All of these things, there are plenty of these resources. We don't have enough of probably silicone. But hey, maybe we'll see that suddenly randomly change, because like anything else, those things do tend to change. But Joe Rogan, Sam Altman, super excited. Rogan resonated with Altman's sentiments. He pondered the necessity of governmental currency control, suggesting that authorities should prioritize critical matters like infrastructure. So here's the issue that you would have with that. We're going to pull up a chart right now, but the issue that you have with that is, what is the difference, in so much as there would be a difference between, let's call it government control. I mean, are we in a spot right now where we are, I want to say, what's the word I'm looking for? Does the government really control everything? Do we just have the illusion of freedom? Is that what we're fighting? Is that what we're feeling? Where are we in society? Now, I know a lot of us might be in a bad place mentally in society because we're being fed a lot of social media, and that, of course, is predicating what a lot of government people are doing. But what's the deal? What is the real deal here? Are we in this specific area where, like, we're just kind of screwed, right? So I don't know the answer to that. Here's what I know: Joe Rogan is a proponent and now an endorser of Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency narrative. Again, I don't know if he's going to be somebody who's big on all of cryptocurrency, but at least for the Bitcoin portion of it, he does seem to be a big proponent. So we'll take that as a feather in the cap and a win. But let's move on and let's do a little bit of trading and let's make some money. I think Butter said it best. Anyway, so as we were doing our show this morning, the market was down $6 billion. The market went positive about half a billion dollars for a little while in this little run up right here, where we got up to about 27,620. What's that candle weigh in at? 27,622, which was the cap up here. And I do think that there's going to be, since there is such a remarkable confluence right in this area, I do think that we're probably going to see another move back up to test this region right here. Market seems to be positive. We look at the Dow Jones positive on the day. NASDAQ blowing it up positive on the day. SPY blowing it up positive on the day. The one piece to that might cause an issue is, of course, the if everything pumps, then where's the money coming from? So, you may experience a little bit of like, what is going on right here? And then, of course, if we're getting ready to pump and Bitcoin is getting ready to pump, then you might see altcoins start to dip, and we are seeing a dip in Ben. We are seeing a dip in Volt. We are seeing a dip in Dubai. We are seeing another dip in WAGMI yet again. SHIB is having a little bit of a reversal. A couple hours ago when we were talking about this, we were saying that, this is an opportunity for SHIB to start to make a little bit of a rally, but it could also meant some new lows. Bone trading a little bit sideways. Leash really look, that was a big run for Leash not that long ago, and this is a big dip for anybody who bought that top. So if you bought the top on Leash, the best I can say for you is just hold on, because it's going to be absolutely crazy. By the way, if you haven't, make sure you hit the like button on the way in. That gets me pushed up in the algorithm. This is a new time slot. I'm not going to be here all the time. I just came in because I wanted to talk while Discover Crypto is talking, just to kind of be an opportunity out here talking contrary to what they are saying and what they are telling you. So, the question that I'm going to ask you right now is, and answer me in the chat, who made you more money? Did BitBoy Crypto make you more money, or did everybody else at Discover Crypto make you more money? That is the question. And if that's the question, what is the answer? And if the answer is BitBoy Crypto, if it's Ben Armstrong, if Ben Armstrong is the one that made you money, why are you watching Discover Crypto? What is wrong with you? What broke inside you? Is it what happened? Is it the sometimes, not always, but some of it, false narrative? It's those things where, you know, certain things had happened here that you found to be unsavory. Is that the problem? If that's the problem, then I understand. Like, you might not be able to look beyond some of the issues, some of the problems, some of the concerns. However, this is a financial situation. I want to stress that this is not a personal nature. Now, for your entertainment value, if you you believe that some of these things are, you know, game changers, then certainly, I mean, that, you know, it's fair for you to be a little bit upset by what you see or what you saw. You know, it's fair. However, and by the way, if you're new to the channel, I'm on every morning, 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, 9 and 9 Eastern. So, but the thing is, I've gotten to know Ben pretty well over the last little while, and I have found him to be a little more like me or you or anybody else than this bigger than life character, which he has become, by the way. But I find him to be really kind of a down to earth and genuine person. And some of the things that I heard, even from Discover Crypto, by the way, in the hostage video, in the TJ interview with Altcoin Daily, when and look, this should, like, you really should, like, it was unbelievable the level of denial that you saw in some of this, right? So if you are caught in between the crossfire because there is something about this situation that you didn't like, something that he did, then, you know, like, ask yourself, why are you watching Discover Crypto? Because it was happening there too. They were not only did this thing happen with your man Ben Armstrong, but it happened with TJ. In fact, there was a relationship that he said, well, it's not the same, because in my situation, the man, because in one situation the man was married, and TJ said, I'm not married. That's nuts. Imagine that you're that disconnected from reality that you think that that's an equivalency. That's a little bit weird. It's a little bit weird. You got to be honest with you. Moto's in the house. Ben got me into crypto. That is exactly right. Ben got you into crypto. Ben is the face of the channel. Ben has been the face of the channel. So if he's out here, and by the way, let me just tell you my opinion here. Chad S says truth. Gypsum Geek says, Ben, personally keep me looking forward to the show. Discover Crypto is boring. And that is that's correct, right? We're all a little bit like, ugh. But the important thing is this: he's the face of the franchise, right? And these guys decided that they could move on without him being the face of the franchise, and, you know, that's fair. But in order to do that, they have to take from the money that he created for them. I want you guys to just consider for a second. They have no advertising sponsors. They have no means of income. Like, they don't have anything going for them right now. You can go look. You don't need me to verify that for you, by the way. You go look for it for yourself, see who the sponsors are, then imagine how much they paid. That's not paying the bills. That's not paying the salaries and the payroll that they have. So where's it coming from? It's coming from the money that he made them before. Basically, what you're watching is a vampire bleeding somebody out. They're taking his money, the money that he brought in to this company. And what they're doing right now is they're guessing. They're guessing that, hey, they're going to do this thing, whatever their end goal is here, which I assume is the removal of Ben from their ecosystem entirely, and a moving on. And they're using the money that he made them in order to do that. So they're basically, I mean, isn't that a leech, right? Isn't that a leech? Just my opinion. But it seems to me that what they're trying to do is they're trying to use everything that he earned, everything that created value within their organization and company, and they're going to burn that all in order to keep the ship afloat in the random hopes that the bull market will reverse and people will start wanting to discover crypto with Discover Crypto. What they've already done is they've already thrown up the white flag and they've surrendered, though. Because think about this. If this were any other situation, you would be laughing and openly mocking some of this stuff. The reason you would be doing that is because they moved to 930, where we are right now. They moved to 930. Johnny, the answer to that is no. He's not. I would love to get paid, but no, he's not. Ben, if you're out there, you can pay me, by the way. And one thing that I will tell you, Johnny, is since this is, I would normally, when you're asking a question like that, assume that you've already picked a side and that your side is somewhere else. I'm open when I get paid. If I get paid, I tell you guys that I get paid. I don't hide it. I don't deceive it. And what I certainly don't do is I don't take it from the star, which in this case, of course, is just me. It's only me. I don't have like a team like Ben does. But if I had a team, I would not expect that my team would drain me and steal all of the money out of my wallets in order to pay bills after they fired me. Yeah, so there's a lot going on, and you guys have got to understand or at least appreciate the fact that this is a devious thing that's happening right now. But I mean, again, don't take my word for it. You think about what would happen if this were you. Just think about it. If somebody stole your company from you, and let's just use that for right now, okay? Because if you're the 67% majority shareholder of a company and somebody pulls it out from under you and then cuts you off from all of the resources and access that you had or may have had, and in fact, it's your friends that were doing it, and they knew that your funds and assets were tied up into the company, what do you think they're trying to do? Because to me, it seems like they were trying to shake him down to try to get him to bow out so that they could have all of the money and do all of the stuff that they would want to do. Like, it's a little bit weird, right? I mean, we can at least admit that, right? That it looks like just some shady stuff. By the way, let's take a quick pop up here. The crypto market is now down $3 billion. It looks like we're starting a massive sell down from the point of control. By the way, if you have not and you don't, you're not using predictive ranges or anything like that, then you won't know what I'm talking about. But when you look at my charts here, you're going to see the blue line right here is the point of control. The green lines up here and the red line up here, this is the value area high. The green lines are the value area low. The basic sentiment here is that you buy and you sell based on the point of control. So when you get to the value area low, which we did, if you zoom in right here and you see this, we got to the value area low right here. So you set yourself a little buy and then you sell it at the point of control. And if you do that over and over again consistently, then you end up making a pretty good amount of money until something rips. Like in this situation, you see if you get the right direction, then it becomes a nice little move. But look, and we're going to get into this in just a second. But again, you're seeing like that kind of sell down happening, and you're seeing blood in the water in the broader crypto market. Specifically, we see the rip on Bitcoin, and then we see now the move back down. Does that mean that we are moving back down to some lower lows, or does it mean that we got a higher high? Well, if you look at this and you look at the formation, we're at 955. So this is going to be a capitulation, by the way. This last time we got that candle that looked kind of like this over here. So let's use that as a trend line to play out. And that looks like it's coming down. So I would be nervous right now because this candle right here is looking very, very bearish after what we got was a bullish sort of upticks. That all happened within an hour. So wild swings that are happening in the market. And by the way, when you see wild swings happening in the market, that is pure manipulation. Pure manipulation. Armin Clark is in the house. What is going on? BitBoy was the brand that made his old channel what it was. Discover Crypto. Discover Klepto is a generic name. Well, they do have to rebrand. I mean, it is important that something like that happens, right? Stealing $30 million from me, I would not be responsible for my actions. And just imagine, not only that, but they, I got to say this, right? They actively attempted to ruin his reputation, not with what he did, but by telling people what an employee was doing specifically. They came out in one of their hostage videos, the original, you won't find that here, from Nick Diamandi, who then went on all of these different social medias and did exactly what he was saying he wasn't going to do. But what you did see was a lot of accusations, a lot of different things that were coming. And look, here's the thing. If you're, and people do talk, by the way, I would certainly say that people do talk. The only person that could confirm that there was any sort of relationship, according to all stories, by the way, TJ. So TJ is the CEO of the company. Why would the CEO of the company be confirming this to other people within the organization? You're the CEO. Aren't you supposed to be responsible? Aren't you supposed to be that person? Well, I mean, I assume that it would be tough to do that because allegedly, according to Ben Armstrong, who was admittedly taking Dianabol, he was also giving it to TJ to use, who was using it despite the frame. The frame, guys, the frame. Can we acknowledge the frame? Anyway, so he was getting it as well. So what we're witnessing and what we were watching were the actions of a person that was doing the same things that he was accused somebody else of doing, but he was telling people about it publicly. He was telling people around the company. And if you say, well, oh, we already knew, boss, well, then the only reason that you can say we already knew, yeah. So Johnny, just to clarify here, I just remember you joining the Bencoin team right before all this mess happened. So you joining the team, I would assume they were going to pay you. So no, the answer to that is no. What I do for the most part is I will from time to time, Johnny, right here, take a sponsor on a channel. Gate.io, MEXE Global, RubyDex, NordVPN. So I do have sponsors that do pay me a little bit here and there for what I do, plus YouTube money and stuff like that. Now, there is a possibility that I would partner with Bencoin or come aboard Bencoin. I would do it if asked and if the money was right. Like I can't afford time for something like that. Mostly what I do for Ben right now is because I am an investor and I do hold it and I am engaged in the process and I do have a good relationship with them. Same thing with his channel. I had a guy last night. And by the way, I in fact texted Ben as soon as I got it, but I had a screenshot here of some dude who came into my chat last night and he said, "Why Ben ignores you? You were not invited today. I think they are getting bad vibes about you. False friend." What's that say? Learn TA. So I assume that was somebody who was, wanting to attack me or at least wanting to sow like seeds of dissension and stuff like that. Like, listen, here's the idea and the premise for me. Again, because I'm completely honest. Like I would like to have a partnership long term with Bencoin. If it doesn't happen, I'm okay with that. I would like to have a partnership with or a sponsorship with Dubai X. If it doesn't happen, that's okay because there are tokens out there that I might get a sponsorship from for a period of time, just for the point of, or for the purpose of me talking about it, or for me, posting it up here. But at the end of the day, the places where I can be best helped, so that I don't do that if you don't like it or anything like that, is sign up for NordVPN. NordVPN, if I get 21 signups in a month, I think they pay me like $700. I think that's the number. Gate.io, if you do some trading and you have some heavy trading volume on Gate.io, that gives me an opportunity to earn a lot of yield and a lot of money from Gate.io. And over time, hopefully, it builds up. MEXC, I built up a couple months ago, and it continues to be a good revenue source for me. However, last month, just as an example, for those of you, and I don't want to get too deep in the weeds here, but I do like to be open. They pay their taker fees are 0.01%, and that gets split 50-50. So 0.01% means I get 0.005. So I had $60 million in trading volume last month, which means that I got $3,000 from MEXC. If I were doing that with Gate.io, I would have made $18,000. Just so you guys know. That's why I'm kind of like, I appreciate Gate.io. I appreciate BingX, which is a new partner I'm going to be showing you very shortly, and I'm going to be doing trading with them. In fact, as well, I will be doing it with Pionex, and LBank is on the agenda. So there'll be quite a few links down there for you to make a choice on which centralized exchange for futures that you are doing, because futures is where the money is made, right? But anyway, MEXC, I had 100 million the month before. It was 105 million. Off of 105 million, my volume, I ended up making like a little less than $5,000 for that month, which, look, guys, I don't know where you are in your life, what kind of money that is to you, but to me, no, that's not nearly enough. So yeah, I do look for sponsorships, but Gate.io, if I had been doing that with Gate.io, it would have been $30,000. So just to give you guys an idea here. So if I Gate.io here, if I MEXC Global, and you guys do futures trading and stuff like that, then you will see, like I'll never take another, like, just like Ben, by the way, just like Ben, I'll never take another promo from anybody forever. Also, just so you guys know, in full disclosure, I am I did create a token, Elon Muskrat. It's a purely speculative asset. We have a game that you can go in and you can earn some yield off of, or you can earn some tokens off of if you want to play the game and do something or something like that. What this comes down to for me is, like, again, I would not say no if I were sponsored to many different people. But here's the thing. I'm on Ben's side, by the way. Thank you for supporting what is right. And that, to me, is what matters, right? That is what is right. And here's what I figure. In life, it's important to be on the right side. Now, this is a gray area, by the way. And even Ben is going to be honest with you in that this is a gray area for some people for moral or religious purposes. And if it is, and you can't find it in your heart to forgive, then, you have a bigger problem that you have to deal with. But at the end of the day, thou shalt not steal was one of those commandments, right? And if you are a majority holder, first of all, let me paint the tapestry as quickly and as best I can. If you, in my opinion, if you steal something from somebody, then you are going against what is right to begin with. If you're a 67% holder of the company, that does mean that you own the company, that you are the person. Now, there are circumstances in which the person who is a majority holder should not have that company. There are reasons, and there are bylaws, of course, for any corporation in which it would be better if you were not involved in that corporation. There are, look, you're not, but at the end of the day, mostly, you are basically able to do a lot of different things with your company. And if somebody doesn't like it, they can leave. They can go somewhere else. So what we know for a fact was that Ben was firing TJ. Ben was getting rid of TJ because TJ look, I don't want to relitigate it. You can go listen to the tapes. You can go listen to it. There's actually plenty of it. So you will know exactly what the reasons are. It was public. So You can go listen and find out why Ben was firing TJ. And when Ben was firing TJ said, and by the way, Ben was not only firing TJ, but offering him a buyout, offering him money to go away, offering him a parachute to do whatever it is that he wants. Now, let's put that there. What would TJ do after that? Well, nothing, because what does TJ do now? I mean, I guess, tells people what to do. And up until a certain point, he was managing a successful and thriving business. Just because it's a dumpster fire right now that doesn't have sponsors doesn't mean that it wasn't thriving at some point. But so he manages a business. He can go manage a business somewhere else, but he can't make near the money. The moment he signed some contracts with Ben Armstrong, he became a millionaire. Ben made him the money that he has. Now, he can say, that doesn't mean I didn't work hard. That doesn't mean that I'm not entitled to something. And that's exactly fair. Ben was offering to buy him out. Ben was offering to do a lot of good things for him on the way out. Now, rather than do that, here's what I think happened. I think that TJ decided, and his moralistic argument was, well, I had to protect the employees. Well, if the employees hated Ben Armstrong, then they would just quit. They're not entitled to their job. In Georgia, you're not entitled like this. Look, that's the silliest thing that anybody could possibly see. Any claims that were made, any issues, concerns, etc., were done post fact, by the way, when they started doing a quote unquote discovery of all kinds of different things, even though they were based on the things that they knew were happening. Like, I mean, you guys there has to be a level of honesty where even if you support TJ or you support anybody at Discover Crypto, even if you support, there has to be a moment of honesty where, can your boss be a dick to you? Yep. Is Ben Armstrong a dick to employees? Yeah. Do I know that for sure? Not really. He's never been my boss. He doesn't tell me what to do. Never been a dick to me. Even when I was to him, I might add. So can he be overbearing and difficult to work with? Sure. Did he get a little bit too deep into his character? Yeah. All of the rants that he was having on FTX and all of those kind of things, those are illustrations of the passion that you have for something. And do you lean into that sometimes too much? Yes. How do I know that? Because I was told a long time ago by a person that if I looked mad all the time, that people would not talk to me and they would not interrupt me. So what did I do? I always furrowed my brow and I walked around like this so that I always looked like I was pissed off. And guess what? I'm kind of a big guy. People don't want to mess with me. So people left me alone because I always looked like I was furious. So people don't ask me stupid questions because they don't want to get in the face of somebody that they're asking a stupid question to, that looks like he could bench press your car. So over a long period of time, like that's who I became, even though, is that who I am? No, but you get wrapped up in stuff. So yeah, maybe he got wrapped up in being aggressive with people. Maybe he got wrapped up in yelling a lot, but hey, you know what? If you don't like it, go get another job. Again, you're not entitled to the job. You're entitled to an opportunity to work in a fair environment. But if that fair environment includes you needing a safe space, maybe cryptocurrency, maybe broadcast, maybe it's not for you. Maybe if you can't handle it, then maybe it's not for you. And it's okay for you to move on and even get a referral to go somewhere where they can tuck you in, make you nice and warm, and make you feel safe. That's okay. But some businesses are just not for you. But TJ said, well, I had to come in and I had to protect all the people who had not, by the way, complained. What their complaint was, allegedly, the only alleged complaint at the time was people were talking about Ben having a relationship with someone else. And Ben wanted to see the lists so that he could talk to those people directly. Now, when you explain it by saying, yeah, he just wanted to know who those people were, I sound like it's menacing right now. But what if Ben wanted to do, hey, I just wanted to talk to these people and let them know I apologize. I certainly didn't mean them to feel the way that they did. And I do want to make amends and I do want to make it right to them because, that's very important too. What if that was the case? But to hear these people tell you it was something entirely sinister and different, etc., etc., etc. So weird stuff going on, weird stuff happening there. And then you follow that up with everything else that happens after the fact. Then the allegations came out that it was a boys club and that all the boys were like bros and what's up, bro? And they were treating it like a locker room and they were smacking each other on the butt and stuff like that. Well, then after all of that, then post fact, 3 weeks after Ben was gone, something gets leaked about Ben being gay because he smacked somebody's butt and slapped him like on the D, right? Think about it. 3 weeks afterwards. So not only were they so scared, they were 3 weeks scared. Meanwhile, you hear the frantic utterings of a guy losing everything and losing control. By the way, we've got you've listened to the tapes, guys. You've listened to it all, right? You hear the frantic underpinnings of someone who thinks they're about to be murdered by Larry, the disabled guy. Los. Let's call him Los. That Los is coming for him. And you've got all this different stuff happening. And you've got, and by the way, you don't even have access to all of the phone calls because it gets wild. So that's what's really crazy about this whole thing is this narrative as it's playing out. And here's my thing. Here's what I'm going to say. Not only is, in my opinion, discovered crypto DOA, or will not look like it does right now pretty or fairly soon. But even if Ben wins, even if Ben Armstrong regains BitBoy Crypto, the Hit Networks, the BJ Holdings, even if he regains all of that, he may not even go back to that channel. He might stick with Ben Armstrong Crypto Show and just have that stuff and move it over to this new channel. Remember, by the way, in 2017 or 2018, in 2018, Ben started his Twitter account, BitBoy Crypto. 2017 or 2018. 2019, they incorporated. They stole the property that he had already created, and they are refusing to grant him access to his property that he owned going into the business relationship. So that's the kind of deceitful and deceptive people that you're dealing with in this situation. And again, this is just my opinion. Just my opinion. Just what I think. So now I'm done ranting on this for a little while. And I think you guys make your own decision about what you want to believe and what you think is right. But don't let what is right affect what is money. And I think that Ben Armstrong was the guy that made you the money. I think he's the one that led you to these different areas. You know what I mean? Mike Graham with a hot take here says, I'm on Ben's side 100%, but he totally hurt his credibility by being in crypto as long as he has and not having a simple multi-sig setup. Wouldn't be a problem if he practiced what he preached. Now, here is the funny thing. Mike, I am not disagreeing with you. However, he had, let's just assume, by the way, let's just assume he has multiple wallets and he keeps multiple seed phrases. And he keeps multiple seed phrases at the office that he's been banned from entering. And the people with the access are shared access. So we don't know. You're saying it from a situation in which there would be, Ben was the owner of the company. So you're right in hindsight, you should probably have some kind of heavier sort of security opportunity available. But at the same time, for what? You and your best friends have a multi-million-dollar company and you've got millions of dollars in your wallets. And anytime you need something, just go get money because there's plenty of money over there and you're pulling in $1 million a month from stake. You're pulling in, I want to say $100,000 a month from Bybit. You're pulling in $10,000, $20,000 a month from BitGet. Um, when you have all those things, what are you worried about? You know what I mean? Like, and here's the other part, Mike. I'm going to point this out. When you start doing that, and you start moving assets away, then you create. When you create the atmosphere that you don't trust the people around you, they could also become less trustworthy in that situation because of that situation. Because even though you think you know the heart of that person, you don't really know the heart of that man. Obviously, let's back up. They've gone out and they have painted this horrible picture of Ben Armstrong behind the scenes, and that is, I mean, look. I've been fortunate to know Ben Armstrong behind the scene, and he's never been like that, but that doesn't mean that he hasn't had moments, right? There has to be moments that lead you to create a narrative or something like that. So I didn't see it, but I understand why they feel. At least he would have had a say, and then nothing would have been decided until it went to court. I don't know. Hindsight is 2020. So that's exactly right. It's so easy right now to say that, and you could say, "Well, yeah, that absolutely would be the case." But here's the thing. Again, a freewheeling sort of thing. And matter of fact, there. By the way, I might also add, Mike. I don't know that there's not multi-sig wallets in there. I don't know that there's not crypto in there that they have no access to because Ben would be part of that group. So I don't think that he can talk about that. So, but I know here's what I do know. I do know that there are plenty of wallets that they have that had a free flow of money coming in and out of them, so that just those alone could be a pretty good. There's a great opportunity. But the thing at the end of the day is this: all of his stuff was inside his office in a safe, and he can't get to it because he has a restraining order against him. So, it would be my guess that TJ had access to it. And not only that, I mean, you have to understand that there's a lot of wild accusations that probably still aren't even public yet. But there's a lot of wild accusations that they're trying to use post termination to try to justify their actions, which to me is wild, but shit, I mean, that's what people do. So anyway, let's get back over to crypto and let's figure out what is going on in this crazy crypto world. We're down to 5 billion again. We had that big move that was basically a liquidity sweep. Let's look at our liquidation heat map and see what's going on. I'm going to do this as quickly as possible, guys, and we're going to stick with Bitcoin for the most part. The liquidity sweep came down into this range right now, picked up 70, 80, 90 million. And then that caused this little run up here. That got into just a small liquidity pool at this level, and then it came all the way back down. Now, the likely scenario for play out right now is this right here, coming down to this range. This is the 3-day, by the way. So what I'm looking at is all of the liquidity that's available down here. And these numbers that we're talking about are 37 in one pool, 70 million in other pool, 47, 44, 19, 51. We're not going to go all the way down, by the way. It just doesn't work that way. Very rarely do we ever do that. You can see here on this chart, and this, by the way, this chart is not, it's not a forever chart. It's a shorter term, but this kind of sweep right here is a little bit lower. So, just bear that in mind. And so these are liquidity levels too. This is the area where you're going to get liquidated. So what they're trying to do is attack people and get into their liquidation area and their ranges. And the biggest range right now, 28,002. So I can tell you right now, we are headed to 28.2. It's just a matter of when we get into this range. The reason for that is because that is a massive amount of money And what we'll do is we'll go ahead and we'll liquidate those, and then we'll come back down and we'll do a liquidity sweep to the lower time frames. 24 hours. This is where we are right now in the 24 hours. We had the big sweep. We've got a lot less sitting in this little range right here, but we got something all the way down at 27,000. We've got the heat map here shows us that the biggest pull is right here, 24.47. That is right here at exactly 27,925. That's the biggest pull. So the question now is, how do we get attracted to it? So the question is, do we come down here? Maybe not even come down that far. Let's close that out. Maybe we come down here, like just right here, and then we come back up and just right here. And maybe we come back down here and back up here and then back down here. And, we'll bing bong around for a little while. And that's how this will probably play out. Lower time frame liquidity is, we've got a big amount right here, 18 million, it looks like, right here in this range. So 27,104 is the potential range for that right now. On these lower time frames, you've got another one up here in play at 10 million. You got another one here in play above that at 12 million. So it's just a matter of picking a direction. Now, when I look at this, one thing that I'm going to say is looking at this one, and I'm going to minimize this just a little bit more. But right here, the liquidity in this, oh, God damn it. Of course, I picked the wrong level of the range here. This right here represents way more than all of this right here. Just those, including that one right there. So that's a big pool of liquidity that will probably, or big pool of liquidation levels that will add liquidity to the pool. So we'll see, how this plays out and how this runs. But the most likely scenario looks like it would be a play to the downside and then a move to the upside. And that's just because that's where we are right now. And we've already swept that area. So it would just seem to me that you got to come down here just a little bit further, grab what you can grab. And you've also got a lot of this long-term trend line right here. So what I would look for or expect to see is a move down here, bouncing off of this or coming down just a little bit lower, and then bang, back up here into this range right here, because this range represents that 27.7, 27.6 range. That's where another big pool is. So maybe not all the way up there, but pretty close. Like I might be a little bit high where I'm circling, but the other portion is here. We've got these crossovers happening right now, and that's the 50 SMA and the 200 SMA doing a crossover into a bearish momentum indicator. We've got money overbought. We're oversold. There should be a move back up at some point pretty soon. But the other thing to consider here is this might be happening a little bit longer right now as we kind of sweep through here, maybe even coming down into 26.9 or lower. We could see this all play out. Now, you might be saying to yourself, well, why would we be doing that? If what about Israel? What about Palestine? What is going on over there? Is that why all of this money is coming out? Well, no, because the Dow Jones is up almost 0.5% for the day, up 226 points. The NASDAQ is up 145, up 1% on the day. The SPY is up 4 points, 40 points, up 1% on the day. They don't give a shit about what's going on in Israel right now. They don't care what is going on in the Gaza Strip right now. This is about money. So to clarify here, and I'm not trying to diminish what is going on. That is an important event, and it is a worldwide event, but they don't care anything about that. The best thing that I can say here is that there is a liquidity sweep available for the traders that goes through this little range right here, probably stopping right there. And then if we look at it on Bitcoin, we probably see the same thing. Yeah, so there could be a push through down to about right here, 27,200, which would make sense because you've got this little volume pocket right in that range. And then you've got your value area low right here, which you're back on right now, which would indicate a bounce, a positive bounce coming back up to the point of control. So accumulate here. If you're making a position play, I would say 10x here, 20 to 25x down here, if you're willing to take the risk, if it happens to come down here. and then make sure that you sell or take your profits and make sure that you make your money right at the point of control or a little bit under the point of control. By the way, I do think that a new channel is probably about to come. And the reason that I think that is because the 200 is moving downward and the 50 is coming down as well. And when you have this happening, then most of the times you're going to get rejected from this range or this range. So I would be looking for that to happen. Now, I could also just in a minute or two see a massive reversal happening here. This is all about, this is not about retail. This is not about you and me. This is about the rest of the broader markets, right? This is the rest of the broader markets doing derivatives trading and going in here and just liquidating the shit out of people. So, that's what's going on. I don't see, other than that, any kind of real big momentum indicator. I do see Lunk on a little bit of a pump, came to the point of control. So if you did that and you listened to me when I said do that, good for you. But it did hit the point of control and it did wick back down on the point of control. So if you took your profit, then good for you. You made a nice trade. And then let's move over to Bencoin real quick. Bencoin was starting to struggle just a little bit, came down, had a big move to the down. By the way, I would not leverage trade Bencoin unless you are sure that it is going to have a reversal. Now, that being said, it is possible that there is a reversal here right now. So you got a nice little wick and you got to move back to the upside off of the lowest part of the volume area low. And that could mean that there is a move up here into this to the point of control one more time. So if that happens, then it's a huge amount of money because the 10x, you can only do 10x leverage, but because of the dollar, because of the value of the token and being so low, and because of the liquidity being so low, this thing has wild swings. Like you could just have one sell for 8 ETH and your position is wrecked just because, this is risk management at its finest down in this level. And I would not recommend anything but, looking at when you get to a point, when you get to a position that is going to be a good one, then, go ahead and try. But I mean, again, like I would not recommend that or on basically any meme coins unless you're shorting it or going long with low leverage in a decent position. And you just know it's going to pump, something like a Pepe when it goes on a run or something like that. Over here in the broader DeFi market, 2441 on Ben, 6480 on Musk. For those of you that don't know, I am the dev on Musk. So, we have good days, we have bad days. But we're still putting in the work. We still have a game that we've already put out. We have a basketball game coming in a couple days. Should be fun. We're going to test it out before we release it for everybody. But you're going to have to hold a little bit of Elon Muskrat token in order to play the game if you're interested. But you get to earn, if you win, you'll get to earn something for it. But anyway, time for me to go. Ben's getting ready to go live. So this is not financial advice. My name is Bleeves. I'm always right. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll talk to you again very, very, very soon.
It's been a long day, a long week, maybe a long year. So let's get something clear. We're gonna stock up on some party favors later on. Tell everybody they're invited, you should come along. Let's bring your good